Hello and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest reading, which is on karma for your bully boss. So with bosses, there can be good bosses, but a lot of times there can be not so good bosses. Bosses that are, narcissists, even sociopaths, that do not have our best interest in mind, to say the least. So this is karma for your bully boss. So that could, be a lot of behavior, but think of a particular boss. This could be a boss in the past, or hopefully not, but maybe a boss that you have right now, or a boss that you're in the process of getting away from. This could also be like a manager or someone who's like abuses their authority, that kind of energy. So your karma for your bully boss. So tune into each pencil. I have a pencil crayon here, pile number 1, sort of the sort of reddish browny pencil crayon, the light blue pencil crayon, or the green pencil crayon. So tune into what sort of draws you the most, and let us get started. So pile number 1. Okay, the first card I get is the star. So it's sort of like first thing I get is that this person's karma is that their dreams, their hopes and dreams will be dashed. And it's almost like because they have this energy of wanting to attack people's hopes and dreams. And then we've got the 3 of Pentacles as well too. So that's a work. I'm gonna cover that too. I've got my cover cards, in case there's those kind of cards. But so it's sort of like I'm getting that it's sort of like this person a work Bailey's card, but I'm kind of getting a very narcissistic vibe that this person is very much about their own aims and creating. They're kind of very much about making a name for themselves. And I'm hearing something for the 3 of Pentacles. It's like they're not at all about teamwork, because 3 of Pentacles is working in a team. It's about working in a team. So I'm hearing that this person is not very good at working in a team. And I'm hearing that in some way they're going to get schooled about how they should work within a team, right? Because I'm getting a narcissistic vibe. So it's sort of like there's somehow something's going to happen where they're not going to get what they want and be brought back to the page, which is at the very beginning, right? The page is the very beginning of the deck. Let's see what else about. Okay, I'm drawing to my other deck. Let's see what I can get. This is kind of a deck that I got from somebody. Gave it to me. It's from Germany. It's from Germany. So let's see, what do we have here? Posture. So I'm hearing that this person, like I said before, they're very much posture with how they pretend to be habit. And it's almost such a habit I'm hearing for this person. But it's sort of like this habit to posture, and they're all about their ego. They're very about, and I'm self-defeating. I got the card self-defeating. They're going to figure out, or actually they won't. They won't, because narcissists don't often learn. Like the true, narcissists, they don't really learn. So it's sort of like this person's very self-defeating. It's such a habit to be posturing a certain way. It's almost like they don't have a self. They don't have a self. What I'm hearing too is that, this person, they could be an abusive manager. And they're sort of very like they're somebody who pretend that they can be like they're the type that will be like sort of suck up to the people, all about creating an image, right? So I'm hearing they don't see people as people. So it's all about narcissism, getting narcissists to supply, moving up in the company. So they'll be the type that will brown nose to your, like, the superiors, or to the boss of the company if they're a manager, or to the people, brown nose to someone that they need to impress. But if there's underlings, they'll just treat people, and it's like it's such a habit, they don't even see what they're doing is wrong. Violate, here I could violate, they violate other people's boundaries. I do like this deck. It's quite interesting. Violate other people's boundaries, what I'm hearing. and it's almost like it's such a habit that this person, they're so much on a quest for sort of self-aggrandization, and they may have issues with their father or something, which is not no excuse for the behavior, but it's sort of like, or something. Let's see what else. Because oftentimes men. Oh, and then men came out, and it doesn't excuse. It doesn't excuse the. It's interesting. Father came out, and then men. And I assure you, this is a very shuffled deck. I've used it probably like 100 times, 200 times even. I don't know, but so interesting. So something about father and men. So this could be. This person had it. Okay, I'm hearing another thing. This could be person with a father. This person could have a problem with their father, and therefore men. It's so interesting that I pulled out this father and then men, but it could also be this person it could have triggered your issues, the issues that you've had with this particular boss could trigger those type of issues that you have even. But this person could have issues with father and men, or trigger people's issues. They could really trigger by being like an abusive stupid. This person could try and make people feel stupid is what I'm hearing. So this could be really, I'm hearing 50%, this is a collective reading, so I'm feeling 50% male, 50% female. So it's like, but if it's a male, it's somebody who's very browbeats people and very much a social climber, like very two-faced. They'll act, I'm seeing an image of a man in this case. There could be a woman too, but like, who's very two-faced, that will act very, suck up to, like I said, suck up to the manager, but then act like brown nose, whoever they need to get in their career path. But it's almost like they want to, like, have this, they're very career oriented. So it's like, they abuse whoever they need to in order to move forward. But it's either to impress men or their father. So that's interesting. Those issues are coming up. But yeah, they can make people feel stupid. Like they can kind of be violate people's. Their posturing. Their constant posturing is self-defeating. Here, another card here. Change. I'm hearing this person is not likely. I'm hearing maybe 2% of the cases this person will change, but I'm hearing it's like 98% of the chances they will not. They'll just go on to abuse other people. And I'm hearing that they may have gone so far. I'm hearing in some cases they know how to not go too far. I'm hearing two different stories. Either they don't know how to they know how to not step over people's lie. What I'm trying to say is they are as abusive as they can be, but they kind of know the line that they can't. So they're kind of, it's like they're as bad as they can be, and they don't cross those lines. But I'm hearing in some cases they're just so narcissistic that they violate all boundaries, and they have no conception of that. But either way, they're going to meet some karma. Like, either it's sort of like they're just so, like, with their head up on their ass, that they just, and self-defeating, they're just going to walk into a trap almost, if that makes sense, because of their self-defeating posturing habits. Or they're going to somehow be caught, even if they're the more smart version of them that doesn't, they're still going to, and money, interesting, money comes up. Like, they're very much, I'm hearing they like to really accumulate, they're addicted to accumulating money. And anything to do with losing money makes them lose control. Money, power, very connected. It makes them lose control. So it's sort of like a lover. And then I'm hearing that their lover will leave them because I'm hearing in a lot of cases they just attract people that are very narcissistic, and they're going to journey away from them, or like they're going to be forced to take an inner journey, but they're never going to take. But yeah, it doesn't feel good, so I'm going to actually move out of this energy field now. It doesn't feel very good to me. So, but yeah, rest assured, this person is bad manager. This is going to meet their manager. I keep on hearing manager, but it could be a boss as well, or some sort of something other than a, like, for some people, like sort of a boss, sort of something else, like sort of trying to move upwards to be a boss, or almost being a boss, or if they are a manager, they want to be a higher manager, if that makes any sense. They want to be, they have a very murky energy. There's something that kind of reminds me of the color of this pencil crayon, if that makes sense. But yeah, so we're done now. I hope you enjoyed that. Good luck with dealing with this bully boss, manager slash whoever. Not a very good person. So now let's go into pile number 2. Okay, what is your karma for your bully boss? Let's see. So I'm going to use, see what cards come out. Confusion. So I'm hearing that this person is an agent of confusion. And erotic. Interesting. So I'm hearing that they could be confusing. So it's interesting, the word erotic came out. So something, I'm going to pull some other cards and see if I can get some. But yeah, I'm hearing an agent of confusion, maybe in some cases through, or something, it could be an imbalanced erotic energy that causes this. King of Swords, interesting. But I heard pull more cards, and I'll kind of understand what that word means when I pull those other cards. So King of Swords, I'm hearing somebody very tight-fisted. They rule with an iron fist. They have no compassion, no empathy with that, because that's the negative side of the King of Swords. Absolutely no empathy for other people. I'm hearing no empathy is their hallmark. Interesting. Yeah, no empathy is their hallmark. The High Priestess. But I'm hearing there's some weird stuff going on in this person's psyche or in their life, sort of the backdrop. And that's maybe, see if we can maybe connect it to that erotic card. Something to do with, they could have some really weird stuff going on. I'm not quite sure exactly. I'm not going to go far into that. But it's sort of like they have some weird stuff going on, which is why they're so imbalanced. This is YouTube, so I'm not really going to go on. But with the High Priestess, it's something very hidden, right? So I'm hearing this person, you may sense kind of a weird energy. I'm hearing if you're intuitive like the High Priestess, you may sense a weird energy where other people feel that this person, I'm hearing this person just ruins their lives. That's what, I'm hearing you may have a little bit of extra, I'm hearing not a lot of people like this person and work, and I'm hearing that they want to steal their sunshine. That's how they see it. But you sense something kind of weird, and I'm hearing if you feel kind of weird about this person, or that they're kind of confused, and I'm not saying they're they're like a negative person, right? But it's like, I'm hearing because of, you may be able to sort of figure out this person's energy quite well. If you trust yourself, I think you'll figure out what this weird stuff going on is. But I'm hearing you that is a chance to sort of use your intuition. But let's get to the karma though. This person, so let's hear too, what else has this person done? I'm hearing there can be very mean-mouthed. Mean-mouthed is what I hear. And death. It's like they're a purveyor of bad news. No one wants to be around them because they've got this horrible energy of sort of of death, of sort of very, I'm hearing this growly energy of they just absolutely come up to people with death. Queen of Pentacles. But I get a weird energy too about this person, just very, the Queen of Pentacles, it's almost like, yeah, like this imbalanced, erotic energy kind of, is why they can be so mean. They may have weird stuff going on. Anyway, but the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, and I'm hearing that because of their imbalanced energy, let's see, what else? The Empress, let's see if we can understand what their karma is going to be. Journey, the Empress is, a journey, the Empress, Pentacles, because they're kind of, the Pentacles, they're kind of a similar card. So let's see what their karma is. Love, journey. So I'm hearing that something about their soul is so damaged and eaten out. Just sort of, they have no more soul is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing they could actually be so spiritually ill that they're like, I'm almost getting this, and it's a strange image, but I'm getting almost this comical villain figure, like that it is so ill and twisted that it's sort of like, it's sort of they're almost, and I don't want to call them a, like, I don't want to, what's the word, invalidate your experience with this person, but it's sort of like they're so, because I'm hearing this person, I'm hearing their word, okay, what I'm hearing is a lot of people, I'm hearing mean-mouthed, and this person may have really hurt you with their words, is what I'm hearing, or hurt other people, like they say some really, really awful, awful things to people underneath them, like truly, like very, very cutting things with the King of Swords. But I'm hearing this is almost, oh wow, I got love and then lover, and I'm hearing this person is truly like, it's sort of like they have a very imbalanced energy that they don't look at. They're very spiritually ill, and it's sort of like they never go on a journey. Like I'm hearing part of it, their soul is so removed that they're constantly going to be, if they don't deal with this issue that keeps on coming out, this particular boss or manager or whoever, it's sort of like they're going to be an old, like, cause I'm hearing they don't do any introspection. They're set, because a lot of people can do introspection, but it's like, it's almost an impossibility for this person. It's sort of like their central soul system is what I'm hearing is so, like maligned, and I'm hearing people don't like to be around this person anymore. They say mean things, but they're also quite manipulative too. And it's sort of like they say, like they kind of put word bombs in places just to kind of mess things up and manipulate. Because we've got the confusion card, right? The agent, and I kept on hearing agent of confusion. So it's sort of like I'm hearing that this is a truly miserable person who will never connect to their soul. They'll never connect to their true soul. We've got the young woman and then the old woman and then death. So I'm hearing that what they were supposed to do in this life, they will never do. And I'm hearing it could take 4 more, it might be the next life or the next, but I'm hearing that they had some very, like, trauma growing up. Instead of dealing with it, they say mean mouth. I'm hearing mean mouth word bombs is what I'm hearing. Mean mouthed word bombs. And it's sort of like with the gift, it's like they keep on, like I'm hearing, I'm seeing, like, when, like, I know this sounds very bizarre, but like fart bombs, right? Where people, I don't even know if you can get those kind of things anymore, but it's sort of like they put out fart bombs with words everywhere, fart bombs, and they say mean things, but I'm hearing that, and they just really, they get under a lot of people's skin. So I'm hearing, don't worry, it's not just you. And the toxic, because I'm hearing they could have said some very just horrible things, or yelled at you in front of everybody, or yelled at somebody else in front of everybody, or just caused a lot of embarrassment, like, but it's almost like I'm seeing an image of, like, it's sort of like if they yelled at, embarrassed a person, it's not like everyone was laughing at this person. They're all kind of like, oh, this person, we're all in this together with this horrible boss, right? It's sort of like that was the target for today. I'm hearing target for today. So if maybe there's 7 or 8 of you or something, right? There'll be one target of the day. And then it's like you'll kind of like comfort that person afterwards. So that's kind of the energy I'm getting, like, of this toxic work environment, right? This person, okay, well, don't take what this person says to heart. Like, no one really takes this person seriously. And interesting. So 3, I'm hearing that for this, I'm not hearing to look at this, but I'm hearing that this person is almost like 3 people at once. It's like they've got 3 or even 4 or 5 or 6, 3 to 6 people inside of them that come out, and it's like they soldier on with this spiritual illness when they shouldn't. They should be like dealing with it. They should be dealing with becoming lord of their own self instead of being, basically what I'm hearing is they should take a break from all people and spend time by themselves. But instead of doing that, they just desperately want, I'm hearing too, they desperately want power over other people because they're so spiritually ill and fractured. So I'm hearing that, yeah, their karma is basically, let's pull some cards from here, to be rival, always feeling competitive. But more than that, it's just being miserable, basically, as I'm hearing. They're just basically being miserable. Boredom. I'm hearing boredom. That's a big one too. Boredom. It's because they can't connect to their true spiritual and fail. It's like whatever they do, they feel like a failure. We've got fail. And it's like they have this illness. It's like however much they accomplish, they feel like they failed. They're always competitive with people. They're always bored. And because they're agents of confusion, they're always confused. And the energy, the fart bombs of trauma and emotional abuse that they put on other people is, it's just making it worse. So they constantly, instead of healing, they just constantly make their spiritual issues worse. And they just make it worse. And I'm hearing they're not wise. That's the biggest issue is they're just not, I'm hearing they may be very mentally smart is what I'm hearing. They may be very mentally smart, but are they wise? Not at all. They're not wise at all. So basically their karma, I'm just hearing it very clearly, is that they're just going to have psychological torment with this weird energy for the rest of their life and it's not something that's likely going to be resolved in this life. And I'm hearing that it could probably, and you may not want to, but I'm hearing prayer could be the best way to help this person. Not that it's in your, this person has, not been good to you. So it's sort of like, but I'm hearing that this person, know how spiritually ill this person is. I'm hearing know how their spiritual systems of emotions, and I got that erotic card. So that is completely, and they don't look into it. They're just kind of they don't introspection. They just control. Instead of doing introspection, they just control and abuse. Do little fart bombs of words, of mean words. I'm hearing. So not a good person. And I'm hearing, I don't like the energy word. And I'm hearing, very fake, very untrustworthy, very an agent of confusion and their own mind, their own unwise, spiritualness will be their downfall. Their own, this popped right here, Four of Cups. I think it's going to be my last card for this reading. Their own inability to face their own boredom, their own issues because it's just too much. It's just a whole energy of projecting and traumatizing. Yeah, projecting and abusing and traumatizing other people. And this energy is just, it's going to stick with them. Their own poison that I put on other people is going to stick with them their entire life unless they deal something with it. So, kind of F this person, and I'm hearing cords. Do you want to unentangle yourself from this person? Their words, any kind of energies they put on you. Hopefully you're away from it. If you're not, then maybe do a daily cleansing to if you're, I'm hearing for some of you are away from this person and you're still quite angry, but some of you who picked the pile, you're still kind of embedded in this energy and do spiritual cleanses every day to help. Salt baths even, right? Salt baths, but to cleanse the energy. Even knowing a karmic sort of, I'm hearing if a lot of you may have had a past life with this person, which is very much the case. It happens in so many different scenarios and relationships. But that's what we got for it. Now let's move on to pile number 3. I hope that was helpful to you. I hope that was helpful to you. And these types can sometimes be very unpleasant. But let's move on to pile number 3, the green pile. Let us see. Karma for your bad boss or manager. Let us see. What do we have? I'm going to shuffle. I'm using 3 decks this time to see what comes out. Okay, what about them? Ace of Wands. Interesting, because they've got the green here too, which is very, very much about new energy. So it's sort of like Knight of Wands. So I'm hearing this person is very they're very attacking, but they're very frustrated. They really want some new spring energy, but they're really very, very, very frustrated in various aspects of their life. They have a real energy of frustration and very trapped. I got trapped, as I was saying, frustration, that sense of frustration. Then this popped out, Eight of Swords. So, this is the ultimate kind of being trapped card. So I'm getting that this is karma. This person is like, they're very trapped, very, very, very trapped. I'm sure you can probably even feel the energy on this boss manager person. Like, it's sort of like very just trapped. You can just feel the trapped energy. And I'm hearing that a lot of stuff that's happening behind the scenes is sort of karma for them. Five of Swords. Oh, interesting. So I'm hearing that this is kind of the energy. This is their karma, but it's also the energy that they put into the world. And the Five of Swords is one of the most kind of, I don't want to use the word like, because they're all, cards, they're all good, but it's kind of the most toxic energy. Like, this particular deck doesn't really show the energy that the Five of Swords conveys, but it's somebody sort of getting something over on somebody else. So like, that's the energy of this person. Like, they always like to like get something over on other people. They always like to get something. I'm hearing they could almost be sadistic and like to have people, I don't like this energy. Like, it's sort of like they like to make people cry is what I'm hearing. And they're just not very a bully. So I'm getting a very much a bully energy, but why they're bullying, and there's no excuse for it. They bully because they feel very, very frustrated in their own personal life, or not even their personal life, but their personal mind almost. They feel very very frustrated in that energy. And because of that, they have a very bullying energy. Like, they'll bully people any chance they can get, any chance they can sort of embarrass or make people feel bad about themselves. So a very bad energy. But I'm hearing that, like, they may have been, and it's no excuse, they may have been sort of subjected to this energy, or even if they're not subjected to the Five of Swords energy, they feel that they are, or they feel like almost the world has not given them their due. Almost, yeah, I'm getting a covert narcissistic vibe. So they feel that the world has not given them the glorification or the whatever that is that they need. They feel like they're just I'm hearing the word underappreciated, but then I'm hearing what do they feel that they should be appreciated for? It's sort of like, not to say everyone needs appreciation, right? But it's sort of like they have this almost feeling that people should almost, like, I'm hearing it, they have this feeling that people should almost worship them. Like, worship everything they do. Like, if they do something, like, they do something for you, like they do something for the company, right? They people should worship for it. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting appreciation, but the energy of this person feels like imbalanced. Like, people should worship them. People should, if they do something, people should. They could be a covert narcissist. A covert narcissist that is almost like snake-like. That, like, sort of lets these snake-like comments out all the time. So covert narcissist vibe I'm getting. And they feel that people should, they should just, it's like they have a hole in themselves where they feel a hole. I'm getting an energy like that, like sort of this dark, I'm being brought to this dark energy. They have this dark energy and they feel people should just, they have almost like a delusional energy, ugly, a very ugly energy. And I'm not saying physically ugly, but it's sort of like this, they have a very ugly energy of sort of unsafety. Like they put people down. Like, if somebody, for example, I'm getting an image of somebody, just say there's 5 people in a group and one is sort of quiet and insecure, they'll pick on the quiet, insecure person and make them feel bad about themselves, that kind of thing. Like, they have a very ugly energy to them. So their karma is to experience that energy for themselves, like feeling trapped is that's the immediate thing that I got. But let's see what else. Let's see, I'm gonna Power play. Interesting. I pulled that out. So they're like very rot. And then I got rot. Power play and then rot. So it's like they're always doing it. I'm hearing that they'll always attack the weakest. I'm hearing even, and it sounds really disturbing, but if they have children, they could actually be like, I don't want to use I don't want to go too dark, but they could actually be abusive towards, like if there's a child that they don't like for some reason, or the very much narcissistic vibe. They'll be the type, like even in their own family, they'll be like they'll just go for the child that doesn't curry their favor, or who doesn't, like they'll do that. It's not just at work, as I'm hearing, and it very much connects to what's going on in their personal life. Like they feel like they'll harm, I'm hearing that they do quite a bit of emotional harm, not just to people, but people in their like family, whatever that looks like. They do a lot of damage, and they've got an ugly energy, so they're gonna rot in their own ugly energy, their own Five of Swords energy. And you can look that up, Five of Swords, to sort of understand the kind of energy, because the traditional Rider-Waite deck has a better kind of rendition of that. So it's sort of like that. But then what do we have here? The Hermit. And yeah, the Hermit and the Four of Pentacles came out. So it's sort of like this energy of being constricted in this ugly energy. And it's sort of like whatever they can do to like have power over other people, they will, because it's a very and this so they rot in this ugly energy, and they kind of like the constrictive energy by themselves. And I'm hearing they're very much by themselves, and I'm hearing that this, whether they're around people or not, whether they appear to have support or don't have support around them, but it's sort of like they in their house. Interesting. They're very, very alone in the situation that they're in. Servant. Interesting. So I'm getting something different. I'll get to that. But so like they're very alone in their situation, whether or not they are or are not with people. And they expect, what I'm hearing is they kind of expect people to serve them. And I'm hearing that they've had about 5 lifetimes where they got into this sort of energy where people should serve them, and they almost have this feeling that, yeah, people should lick their boots, right? And that's a very strange image to like, kind of very quite disturbing, but it's sort of like they feel like, because like, bootlickers, right? Like, in darker times or whatever, right? Like they feel that people should just like suck up to them, and like they may have had a sort of a very high up position in sort of a dark, like in history, right? Like I don't want to trigger the algorithm, but they may have done some awful abuses. They abuse their power. I'm getting it about 5, like a pattern of 5 lifetimes. So it's almost like they go into this life and they expect the same treatment. Like they expect the same, like people to kowtow, whatever, to give them glorification, to be glorified, to be everything. If they do something, if they stay, like what I'm hearing is like if they stay an extra 1 or 2 hours of work, people should make them muffins for 2 weeks. That's the kind of energy I'm hearing. Like if they stay for an extra 2 hours of work, then that should be, like, I'm not saying you should appreciate people. If people were, you should, what I'm hearing is that, like, okay, just say they stayed an extra 2 or 3 hours for work. Maybe what would be appropriate would be someone to, oh, that was good, and like, give them a muffin or something. But instead they expect 2 to 3 weeks of muffins. Instead, like, they expect to be like sort of honored with something that's extreme when they haven't really done anything, or it's very small what they've done. They expect accolades of, like, if they do a conference, they expect like hours of accolades or questions, or instead of just, oh, that was a good job, which is appropriate. It's appropriate to, like, to give people validation, but they don't expect validation or they don't expect a validation or appreciation. They they expect glorification. So I'm getting a covert narcissistic vibe for this particular boss. So I'm hearing this is their life after maybe they to sort of like out of abusing their power type thing in past lives. Like I got 5. It could be 2 or 5 or 7 or even more, but I just get 5. I get 5, and it's sort of this was the past life for them to sort of balance that energy, and instead of balancing the energy, they're not taking it. They're not taking it well. They're not taking it well. That their narcissistic needs are not being kowtowed to. They're not taking this well at all. And I'm hearing they're not being abused but they feel that not being, it's almost they have this weird thinking, they feel like not being glorified and just being I'm seeing this image of it like a king, and then they expect people to just give them incense and myrrh and to put them up on this pedestal. And if people don't put them up on a pedestal, they feel like they're being abused, which is very strange because that's not what abuse is. Abuse is very mean behavior or various types of abuse. But they see, oh, people aren't glorifying me 24/7 or just absolutely doing that, so therefore I'm being abused. So they have almost a victim complex. They have almost like a victim complex because people aren't glorifying them 24/7, which is very strange. So it's a very not good energy, but it's basically karma. They're not gonna have. Let's see if I get some more for their karma. I'm gonna see if I can get some more. What else is their karma? Prison. So sort of being in this mental prison because they're not going with the universe's plan for, which is, so yeah, they're just almost a sense of almost being almost wrong. They feel like everything is almost, I'm hearing it, they feel like everything is almost wrong, but it's actually going very right, considering their past life wrongs that they have done. And it's what I'm hearing is they're almost expected to be just a normal person, but they can't have that. They can't have just being, that's almost a crime for them. So it's sort of I'm getting and not diagnosing anyone, but I'm getting sort of NPD vibes for this person. So firm, interesting. And I'm getting that guilt. And I'm getting that they try guilt. These are not very good cards. Hate, that goes out to apology. They hate apologizing when they're wrong. I'm hearing too. They hate apologizing when they're wrong, and they don't like to feel guilty in any way. Is what I'm hearing. They don't like. That's just not not something that can be that cannot be done. So let's see if, I'm gonna see if I can pull some more. So Ace of Swords. So it's sort of not having a new, if they don't go in the right direction, they're never going to have a new beginning. If they don't stop being so set in these narcissistic, abusive, or almost it's not always overtly, but it could be overtly sometimes. But it's sort of if they don't, then they won't have the new beginning type thing. And I'm hearing not much is required of this person. They just have to be semi-decent and not be narcissistic. That's all that's required. It's not much. They just have to be not narcissistic, but they can't even do that, is what I'm hearing. So let's see, is there any other cards? I think we're getting to the end of this reading, but embarrassed. So I'm hearing that something is going to happen I'm hearing that they really don't like being embarrassed, but something is going to happen that very much embarrasses them, and it's very well deserved. I'm hearing it's like an embarrassment that's very like they just like they've I'm hearing that they've embarrassed a lot of other people and put like down other people with the Five of Swords energy, and they're going to get that back in a very profound way that they don't see coming. So that's what I'm hearing. They're going to get it back in a way that they don't see coming. And I'm hearing you may not even know how it, or you may know, or you may not know what this could be, or you may see it, you may not see it. It may depends. But yeah, interesting. I think I'm going to get out of these energy fields because I feel the energy of this kind of reading, but I hope that you enjoyed that. It's not enjoyable dealing with these sorts of unpleasant people. All right, bye-bye.